In this video, you will know that what is the actual purpose of making notes, what mistakes do we make while making notes, and how can you make notes that will make you stand out. And after all, I will make you go through my notes which made me AIR 31. So are you excited? I'm sure you are. So without any delay, let us jump into this. So I think you are able to see my iPad screen. Now, first of all, the main point is that what is the actual purpose of making notes? Okay. Now, you will be jumping up and saying me that, okay, the purpose is we have to write down the things and so that we can see it again and again. We can study it again and again. No, that is not only the one purpose. Actually, the main purpose is retaining the concepts. Yes, retaining the concepts. So, how can you retain the concepts? So, there has been a thorough study about it that the more you put effort to study something, to grab something, to achieve something, the more time it will be there in your brain. The same goes for actually anything. Okay. But it is very important for study. Okay. So I see I mean, various comments that, okay, bhaiya, आप मुझे अपना notes दे दो. You are AR 31. Your notes must have been like a gem. Okay. But you have to understand that you have to make your own unique notes. Yes. That point is important. Unique notes. Okay. Now, I mean, what the hell is that unique notes, right? So don't worry, I will explain everything. Now, I mean, one of the very important points are dopamine surge. So these points everyone neglects. Okay, so dopamine surge, and what does this mean even? See, when you are making something, so after you have made your own notes, your own beautiful notes, you will be like, मैंने कुछ तो किया है यार, एक अच्छा सा notes बनाया है. Now, whenever people will see that you have made something like that, they will be like, okay, these are very beautiful. Okay, so after making a particular notes, you will be having a good feeling that will be making you more and more to study. Okay, and finally, we all know that revise. So, re- obviously, revise. Okay, that I mean, this is very common that we do make notes because we have to go through them more often, right? We need to, I mean, revise them. Okay, so these are the main purpose. I know that 99% of you are not aware of these two, that is, retaining concepts and dopamine surge. Okay, so now I will show you that for GATE, mainly for GATE type of examinations, you see that people tell you to make short notes and not long notes. But here I am totally opposite of that. Okay, I have the mentality that you should make long notes. If you have time, long notes are the answer for everything, not for GATE, but for everything. How is that so? Let us see. So, before going to the long notes part, let me subject or let me just jot down all the mistakes that we do make when we prepare our notes. The first mistake is very obvious that we make short notes. Okay, that we think that we need to make short notes because it will save our time. That is not the case. That does not save your time, and long notes actually save your time. Okay, and how that is so, I mean, don't worry, there is a whole part in this video about long notes and how to make those. Okay. The second mistake is copying. So when you are seeing a lecture, you are like, okay, that professor is writing something on the board. I have to write the exact thing. I mean, I'm just seeing the lecture and 99.99999% of the students, they do not, I mean, they write before they understand. That is detrimental. You have to study the same thing twice, twice, twice. I mean, you have just copied that thing in your copy, but you have not understood anything. Don't do that. That will make you work twice. Understand the small things. This can save your time. Okay. So don't copy from the, I'm just, uh, I mean, writing here from the board. Okay. Don't copy from the board. Board means from where or on what the professor is writing the thing. Okay. Then not making So this is the most silly mistake. I mean, I find in my comments, I want your notes. Please share your notes. Why, man? So if you don't have time, then that is fine. But not making the notes. I have seen many teachers suggesting, "Ki, don't waste your time. I will give you notes." If they are giving you notes, they are making something bad for you. Okay, they are harming you. I am just telling you, they are harming you. Okay, you have to make your own notes. There is no option two for this. First, understand that. Okay, so not making the notes and borrowing others. This is, don't do this. Okay, and fourth, untidy. So we have to make the notes, right? So let's make it ऐसे तैसे कुछ भी कर देते हैं, मतलब ऐसा कोई एक हैंडराइटिंग में लिख देते हैं, बस नोट्स तो बनाना है. नो, feel that word, feel that phrase, that the more you give effort, the more you will retain. The more you give effort, the more you will retain. For one more time, the more you give effort, the more you will retain. So make it beautiful. I'm not saying that, okay, you have to do it very slowly, write like this, write like ekdam अच्छे से. No, you write, I mean, with your natural speed, with your natural handwriting, that is acceptable. But write with diligence, write with passion, or write with that I am making something. Okay, don't just write because you have to write. These things matters. These things matter. Okay, I mean, these things can make your journey easier. If you don't understand this right now, okay, then I don't know that how can I make you understand these things. If you have time, if you have 1 year time, if you I mean, if you will be attending the grade 2026, then you have plenty of time. And please start this from this day onwards. Okay, but start making your notes beautifully. I will show you my notes. I mean, now that definition of beauty, that can vary. Okay. So, I mean, if you are satisfied with your notes, then it is okay. Okay. You don't have to satisfy others that, okay, he or she should tell, my crush should tell, कि अरे यार इसका नोट्स कितना अच्छा है, अब तो मैं इसकी बंदी बनूंगी. ओके, ऐसा नहीं. ओके. ओके, अब आ गया द मेन पार्ट, दैट इज लॉन्ग नोट्स वर्सेस शॉर्ट नोट्स. ओके. So here, see, when I was making this document for you guys, I have already, I mean, written this thing. That is, more effort means more retention. Okay, now I can just, I mean, remove it. Okay. So first of all, long notes or short notes, ये मतलब ये दोनों के बीच में. So what do you think? Long notes क्यों ही बनाना यार, बहुत time लग जाएगा. Short notes are the answer, right? Because I have to save time and all those things. That is perfectly fine. But that one phrase, the more you give effort, the more you will retain the fact. And if you are don't, I mean, if you are not understanding the meaning of this phrase, what do you mean by retaining? So, for example, if you have studied a particular concept today, for how many days you can retain that concept in your brain without studying it further? That will depend on that how much effort you are, I mean, putting to learn that concept. Okay, so when you are making this short notes, for example, in fluid mechanics, okay, so let me take an example from engineering maths. So, for example, if you are studying the complex analysis and you are studying the Cauchy-Riemann equation, okay, so let me just do it briefly. So, in the Cauchy-Riemann equation, okay, so Cauchy, you are, I mean, you have written Cauchy-Riemann equation and or Cauchy-Riemann, those are not equations, those are actually conditions. Okay. So Cauchy-Riemann conditions. So you are writing that if I have a complex number like z equals to u plus iv, okay. So then this complex number will be analytic if del u del y is equal to del v del x minus del v del x and del u del x. Okay. So these are the two conditions. Okay. One more condition is there. Okay. So if you are thinking like that, sorry, I have written it wrongly. Del u del y is equal to actually del v del y del v del x. Okay. तो ऐसा कुछ है. Exactly, I don't remember the thing. Okay. but you are just, writing this thing only. Okay. And you are not writing the exact derivation. Okay. So I am bad at memorizing the things. So that is why I don't memorize the actual Cauchy Riemann condition. But when you are writing like that, then for sure you will also not memorize it. But if you have derived it at the time of writing, then not only you can memorize, but if you can, if you just forgot the thing, then you can derive on that spot because you have already done the derivation while taking the notes. So write in detail. Okay, write in as much detail as possible. Okay. So first of all, long notes is much greater than short notes. Now, benefits from long notes lies on how you are making those. Okay, lies on how you are making those. How to make. How to make the notes that I will show you. I will also show you pics of my notes. I know that you are interested to see this. Okay. Now, long notes, how to make those. Before that, see, long notes can act as short notes. Okay. How is that so? See, what are the purpose of short notes? You want to make yourself revise again and again, just the formula. Okay. So in the long notes, what you have to do is you need to mark those formulae. Alag se kar do mark. I will show you that how I make those things. So, like if you have, written a long note, okay, long 1 page note, and that page is containing one particular formula, okay, one particular formula, then you should mark it like this. So if I have a formula key del u del x plus del v del y is equal to 0, this is a formula in a long page, okay, having very long notes. So you mark it like this. Okay. Now this will stand out of the whole notes, out of that whole page. Okay. And this can help you like a short. So short note cannot be a long note, but a long note can act as a short note. Okay. So for particularly interview, this is very important. For example, if you have passed your gate, now BARC is there. Okay. So in BARC, those formulas are of no use if you don't have the concept. Now it is very common that you have forgotten the concept. Now, if you have forgotten the concept, you have to grasp that out. One option is you go through the whole lecture. Second option is you go through the whole book. That is even harder. Third option is you have your own notes that you have written in your own language. That will help you a lot. Okay. Because that you have written in your own language. And that is much easier for you to go through again than any lecture, than any book, and any other thing. Okay, because that you have made by yourself in your style. Now the time has come that you feel excited to see my notes. So you all know that I am from mechanical engineering background. So I am showing you my notes of fluid machinery. Okay, so I think you can see it. So here you see that I have started the fluid machinery notes, and now here I will show you the notes. Okay, and I will point out the salient features. Okay, see, I have written almost everything. The the classification of fluid machines, then about those classifications. Okay, and see, here is the thing. See, I have written so many things, but you should follow that this is a very important formula, and I have marked it with the red mark. Okay, and this is my Euler's equation. I have written it clearly. So when I am going through these notes for gate, GATE gate, I will only go through this formula now, because now only 1 month is there. I need to memorize the short type concepts and the short type formula. So I need to go through only this formula in this page, and maybe this something associated with this formula. Okay. For example, if you think that a particular concept, that a boundary layer is a layer like this. Okay, you have written something about boundary layer, so you know that this is a very important concept that can be asked in examinations like GATE. So, like this formula, you write this concept like this, that boundary layer, blah, 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 and you just make a box around it. Okay. So, this box, you must know that you have to make this box with different colors. Okay. That will make these important parts stand out from the whole notes. Okay. And that will make it as effective as a short here. And see, I have drawn the diagram like this, not like anything. I have drawn the diagram with different colors. Okay. And I mean, with a almost neat and clean thing. Okay. So these should be the things. See, this is a formula. I have marked it with a dotted line so that I can make it stand out. And in this formula, I have written everything. Okay. Now, long notes does not mean that you will write everything like a book. Okay. See, it can be long, it can be medium, it can be short also, but you have to be unique in your own style. Because you see, the main purpose is when you will be going through the notes again, you'll be like, okay, I know that this is this, this is this, this is this. So you can experiment with this actually. That if you make your own notes, okay, and you take someone other's notes. So for the same subject, you will go through your own notes and you will go through your friend's notes. You will find that you will take much lesser time to go through all the things from your notes and understand than that your friend's notes. Okay? That is because you have made those notes. You have made those notes by yourself in your own thinking. Okay? See, these are my notes for fluid machinery. Okay? These are my notes for fluid machinery. Okay? You can always add these things. Okay. And now I will show you another very beautiful notes. Okay. So if I just close this and okay, I will just change the color. Okay. Now this is the notes of my M.Tech. Okay. See, internal force convection. If you join IIT for your M.Tech in mechanical engineering, you have to study the whole convection in a very deep level. See the I mean, I think the notes is actually very beautiful. I feel very good about these notes. Okay. See, I have written everything very neat and clean. So when you write everything in very neat and clean fashion, but at the same time, don't just copy what is there in the blackboard. Okay. And honestly, the professor will not have time to write all the things in the class. Okay. So these things I have written by myself. Okay. So, yes, professor has derived all the formulae, but the lines, see, I will show you some. Okay. See, this kind of diagrams. So, if you have times, make your notes very beautiful. Okay. And honestly, this will make you good. I mean, this will benefit you at the end of the day. Okay. Because you are putting effort. See, I have just numbered the equations. Okay. And what I was trying to say is, see, yes, see, this is the note. Now, when I will be going through this document or a competitive examination, I will go through these notes. Okay, I mean, this is a note. Mean this is very important actually. Okay, and I will also show you. Okay, and here for each and every equation, the term is there. Okay, now this was not the guidance that how to make your own notes that I will give now. This was just a walk through my notes. Okay. So don't be overwhelmed that okay, so beautiful notes. He is AIR 31. How can I make that? No, this was not a guidance. I was just showing my notes to you. Okay. So now the time has come to get the correct guidance, the correct advices on how to make proper notes. Okay, so I know that you guys are already fed up and तुम लोग सोच रहे हो कि यार बहुत बक लिया अब कुछ काम का बता दे. Okay, so now let me show you the exact way that how to make not only notes but proper notes that will make you stand out. Now, first and foremost step is you have to unlearn your copying. So, as I have said earlier, what your habit is to copy the thing directly from the blackboard. Okay? Because you are always in a hurry that I have to finish this lecture and all these things. So this style of thing will not save your time. Why? First of all, see, very few. So this has been also a very good research throughout the world that very few of us are good at multiple tasks and multiple things. So copying the thing from a blackboard and understanding the same thing is not a very easy task. Okay. So the teacher is saying something and he is writing in his space and he will be copying that thing and understanding that same thing. I mean, I think that 90% of us cannot do that. We are not that much capable. Okay. And there is no harm in that. So first thing is don't copy directly from the blackboard without understanding. If you have understand, no. If you have understood it, and you are okay with the thing right now that you have the concept, then you can copy on. But don't copy without understanding. This will make you study twice. So this was the first step. The second step is if it is a 30-minute video, or I want to say if it is a short video, then write in your own language. Write in your own language. Please, please, this is the crux of the video. That first, see that video, put off that video. The professor in that video is not going anywhere because this is a recorded video. Okay. So you can always pause the video, right? And you after that write in your own language. This word in your own language. This will make your notes unique to you. And this will make that difference. That when you are revising the notes, now you will take much lesser time compared to if you are revising from any other person's notes. So if you always ask my notes, right? I will give you my notes. Honestly, I am thinking something that how to arrange all the notes in a place and to give you, okay, in a systematic way. And but even after that, please make your own notes because this thing will make sure that when you will be, I mean, revising for the notes, especially for the interviews like BARC, where your formulae are of no use if you don't have the basic, okay, if you don't have the fundamentals. So write in your own language. So maybe during the BARC examination, during the BARC interview, you have forgotten a particular concept. Then it will take a much lesser time when you will be going through those notes. Okay. So try this experiment. Okay, that you are going through your notes and your friend's notes. Okay. Now you have made your notes with this method. If you have made your notes with this method, then you will take much lesser time to revise the thing. Okay. So please एक स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो इसका और अपने phone का wallpaper बना लो. Okay. Now, if the video is very large, you can break it. So even if it is a 30-minute video and you feel that that it is a very long video for you, so you can break it into two parts, 15 minutes each. And for the first part, understand it and watch it carefully. After that, pause it and write in your own language. Now, when I am talking about writing in your own language, firstly, this can be your mother tongue also. If you are a Hindi medium student, you can write like this कि boundary layer एक ऐसी चीज है जहाँ पे ऐसा ऐसा कुछ होता है ऐसे भी तुम लिख सकते हो. I mean, I my mother tongue is Bengali, and sometimes I used to write some things into Bengali also. That is why I need some time to jot down my notes to convert them into English. Okay. Now, if you have read of the 60 minutes, I have already talked that you need to break down, and also writing in your own language means you can write in your mother tongue also. Okay. The sole purpose is that make this note unique to you so that when you will be, revising the thing, it will take much lesser amount of time. And the most important thing and the most interesting thing is that this can save you time because you will be seeing that when you are making notes like this, even if you have not revised it for 7 days or even more than that, you are retaining most of the concepts. So try these things, experiment with these things, that make notes like you are making right now, that just by, copying all the things, and make notes by this process. And after 7 days, don't revise anything and see that from which notes or from which part you are remembering almost all of it. Okay. Now the last point is I have already talked about when I was showing my notes that box out important formulae and notes I should write here important writings. Okay, important maybe one or two linings. Okay, so this will make your notes to act like a short note. Okay, so if you are preparing for BRC examination, not interview, ISRO examination and GATE examination, then in these last days you only need the formula, right? So for you, this is the thing that this, if you are going through your long notes, still you know that okay, now this is something have a box, so I need to memorize this. I mean, in this last day. So your long notes can act as a short note, but your short note cannot act by any means as your long note. Okay, so now I will make you go through something like that भैया सब कुछ तो ठीक है लेकिन अगर मेरे पास टाइम नहीं हो तो I mean if you are someone who is watching this video, like if you have your gate 4 months after this time, then you don't have that much time to make that much long notes. So here I have some options for you. First is restrict yourself either in the number of words or in the number of lines, or that I mean you have decided that I will write in just half of the page. Okay, so you just have the concept, grab the concept, and after that you write in your own language within 10 sentences you have defined by yourself, that I will not go beyond that. And also this will improve your writing capability also. If you are someone who wants to go into PhD, these things you have to master, that how to communicate your thing within a very precise, I I mean it can be a very small abstract, small paragraph, or in a very short speech. Okay. But you cannot compromise on your full derivations. Okay, if you have 4 months still, you have to do derivations, at least do it in a rough. Okay, at least derive that continuity equation in rough. Okay, you cannot skip derivation by any means. Now, if you're still arguing that I don't have time to write it on, then at least speak in your own words and record. So I also used to do that, that when I am just seeing or just having any concept from any lecture, after that, I used to take my phone and I used to record maybe in my language, my mother tongue is Bengali, so I used to record in Bengali. And you can record in your own mother tongue, and preferably switch to English, because you see, as I have said earlier, that although the options are always there, that you can say or speak or write for this notes making thing in your own mother tongue, in your own language, but whenever you have to communicate outside India or maybe in the southern part of the India where I mean, many of the people only understand either their mother tongue or the English language. Okay, so you have to master the English if you want to climb the ladder. Okay, so after that, still if you want, you can make short notes. Okay, like only the formulae, only the things. But I have already talked about the drawbacks, that the short note cannot act as a long note when you are revising the things for BARC. Clear? Now, there are two conditions for short notes also. The first is, please don't copy and write in your own language after seeing the lecture or after studying from the book. You can always pause the video that if you have forgotten. Okay. So, for example, if you have forgotten something from the video, I am not saying that memorize the video. No. Have the concept, then write. You don't have to memorize because you have to write in your own language, right? So, pause the video and again see that part that you have forgotten after watching that video. Then write. Then it is fine, right? बट डोंट कॉपी प्लीज दीज टू वर्ड्स. अगर तुमने फिर से वही स्टार्ट कर दिया तो मैं इतनी देर से जो बोल रहा हूँ ना, इसका कोई फायदा नहीं हुआ. सो दिस वाज एवरीथिंग अबाउट notes. Honestly, I have covered all the things, but still, if you are feeling overwhelming, now I'll give you a brief summary. So first of all, if you have time, please make long notes and not short notes. Long notes can save your time by make you retain all the things for the most amount of time or for the maximum possible amount of time. Long notes can act as your short notes for the examinations like GATE, DRDO examination, ISRO examination, BRC examination. Long notes can provide you those comfort to have your own uniqueness when you are revising it for any kind of interview, any kind of research interview like BRC. You can go through that long note. Okay. And try these things at least for 7 days. After that, I want you to comment on the comment box that okay भैया अब कुछ हो रहा है क्या try कर सकते हो ये try कर लो कि you make that notes with this method and don't study that particular part for 7 days or for 15 days or even for 21 days. After that, please tell me that if you are recalling the most of the part or not. But please make the notes with that emotion. Okay. Now, after that, please don't copy from any kind of blackboard or something like that. You have to make it in your own language after watching that video. And finally, please start making notes. Okay. ऐसा मत करना फिर से कि मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है आई एम टू लेजी दैट इज द ट्रूथ यू आर टू लेजी टू मेक notes. If you are too lazy, you don't deserve to crack GATE, okay, or any other examination. These are the harsh truth. Okay. Now, finally, the last point in the summary is you have to make like something like a mistake copy. Now, if it is a very important point, why you haven't talked about in this video? So, see, if you have to make the mistake copy, then the thing is you have to appear for any test series. Now, how to appear for test series? Which test series should I go for? All this question, I mean, will come now. For that, I have already made a separate video. I have made this video solely to know that how to get the most out of a test series. Which test series you should go for. From the test series, test series are not only for just to judge your performance, but it is there for make you revise, to make you learn new concepts. And that mistake copy can act as your own short notes other than this long note thing. Okay. So I think you are interested about that if you are a GATE aspirant. And I will meet you there. And after that, all the best with your notes making journey. And goodbye and take care. Okay, wait, hold your horses. First of all, please, if you think that this guy is trying something for you, is trying something for you. I am not saying that I am doing something for you. If you think that I am trying something for you, please hit that subscribe button. It gives us that much motivation. And please comment on the comment box that if you are feeling that this video is not good, you can comment that also. Okay. And share this to your fellow aspirants if you think that this video has something to be shared. Okay. Until that, goodbye. Take care and thank you.